There's problem.
She brought a topic called
Suck and die.
So, in Kano State, Kano State, Nigeria. Like, you know me, I like Lagos.
Madam
I love
Lagos.
Eko.
The big four. The big four.
Kano State in Nigeria, the police nabbed people with cocaine, tramadol, a drug called Suck and Die.
Oh, no.
From drug dealers in Sabongeri. The gist is some suspects were paraded by Kano Police Command after they were arrested over various crimes that they committed across the states, even during the election period. And it came to light that they found within their possession, get ready for the list, tablets XOL, 5 to 39,000 tablets. Some Syncozine 5, diazepam, Transilin, tramadol, the injection,
drugs.
Transilin, the injection,
those are prescription drugs.
Meritinin, phenobarbital, penzoxanine, Zoltan,
and all that is fake.
Injections, carbomanol, a bunch of stuff. And these are in large quantities, as you can see on the screen.
They're pharmacists.
I'm telling you, this doing say I'm a chemist. They are pharmacists, street pharmacists. So the general knowledge is that they have all these things pumped in the system because you know they just recently had the elections, and this was a way to get the youths to go out of whack and go and disrupt elections everywhere. Mind you, the Northerners are notorious. They're notoriously known for ingesting drugs, taking what do you call it, gum, getting high on gum, on the spirogyra that is on the gutter. They will peel the gutter and put, you know, the green stain in the gutter, and put it, they'll dry it out and they'll grind it and they'll sniff it. Oh, they get high on a lot of things, girl.
They're just drinking
People can sniff anything to get high. Anything at all. This makes me extremely sad. When I look at this picture, I see
underaged boys.
I see kids with future. Like, what are you doing? You know, it's really, really sad. And another problem that I have with this picture right here. You see how they've parceled all them drugs? That's the exact same way I parcel my Kobe, my dry fish when I'm coming back.
And they snatch it from you.
Right? They snatch it from me. It's the drug, but it's not. So this makes me really, really sad. What's going on?
I'm wondering, how do they even have access to these things?
Are you kidding me? What are you wondering?
We can give you a whole list.
You know, at the port or at the airport, the customs people, no, NDLEA, right? That's the body.
National Drug Law Enforcement Agency.
They seize these drugs. Somebody got to be out there
They seize the
selling
drugs when you cannot pay their cuts, when you cannot bribe them, when you cannot pay what they expect.
And then they go back door.
But they
seize the
have
drugs.
To fly it in though. They are, you know, come through, not Ghana though, but they could come through Cameroon, they could come through other places that you could drive in.
Really, Charlie.
And we all know them borders.
Really, Charlie?
We had a story last
Ghana does not share border with us.
No, they come through Aflawo.
No, we can
to
drive.
Togo,
We can drive
that,
to Nigeria.
I know, but not directly.
The coastal areas.
Well, we're still coming in through somewhere somehow.
Right.
And remember we had a show whereby, you know, the guy at the border wanted 5,000 naira so they can let people go.
Right.
So people paid their way through. You know, paid their way through.
They come through
And also,
Aflawo.
This is a great interpretation of the drug epidemic that's happening in Nigeria.
Absolutely.
It's huge right now. We've reported about it quite a few times. There's a huge drug epidemic, and tramadol and some of these drugs are really, really detrimental to your insides. And first of all, like I said, hospital bills are really expensive. So as you are ruining your body with all of this medication, you got to be very careful because a lot of this is prescription medication. They give you for pain management. A lot is pain management medication that kind of makes you like, you know, lucid. So it's a big problem, and I feel like the drug enforcement agencies need to really be working harder at making sure these are not coming across because somebody is bringing, because this is not made here. It's not made in Nigeria.
And my people, if you cannot pronounce the drug, don't take it. Don't take it. All these things that you were mentioning, don't take it. You cannot pronounce them.
Charlie, let me tell you, you're telling them not to take it. They have manufactured new one. They have suck and dry.
What's the
suck and dry?
You pronounce suck and dry.
In Yoruba land, they have something that they call popo, mixed together. Suck and dry is a mixture of all these things that they cannot pronounce. Maybe they took one letter from each of the medication and came up with suck and dry. So when you suck it, you know when you have
they are making their own model.
When you see the videos on Instagram, when you see somebody, you see the guy who takes something and you just go,
Yeah,
And he
immediately.
drops his fan.
Yeah.
That is what it is.
Like literally,
some
Jed.
of them will get into a state where they would machete their mother into 10 naira meats and not even realize it.
This is terrible.
There was actually a picture. They caught some other group too. About 950 of them, of the touts. They arrested 950 of them with what they call it, machetes. With 750 machetes, new ones. Where do you think it came from? It was supplied by the political bodies.
Yeah.
Yes.
They caught a bunch of them at the APC camp. So you know that they're funding, you're asking where the drugs are coming from. The government is also supplying the drugs and also supplying them with machetes to go and cause problems. They don't care about your life.
There's a video online
anything
with
for money.
There's a drug in Ghana where it's like a liquid, so you take it for manpower. So people are taking it for manpower. You know what that is?
For suck and die. For suck and die.
No, it's not suck and die.
No.
Manpower.
You suck and and die.
Oh my God, you don't understand. You don't understand.
No, it's called suck and do.
What is manpower?
Manpower is beberu energy. So that you can...
Charlie, what is manpower?
No, Timani seems to know more about manpower than I do. So Timani, what is manpower?
Well, I only know.
Have you ever taken
I don't do drugs. I don't do drugs.
Okay.
I've even stopped drinking alcohol.
Right. What is manpower? Our viewers want to know.
I said manpower is beberu energy.
What is beberu? Explain now.
When you take it, when the bedu enter body.
When the bedu
So the police caught them and then they poured the drink, the drink on the phone, you know, like the takeaway bowls.
Styrofoam?
Yes, they poured it
It
and it started
burns it.
melting.
Yes.
Oh my God.
People were consuming
that.
that. Can you
acid.
imagine? It's like acid.
Yeah.
I want to ask a question though. Okay, so with this drug, you know, it's not prescribed, you don't know what you're taking, versus our herbal medicines that some people also take. When I go to Ghana, I see them selling it.
Right.
Some is for like,
Yes.
you know, heart attacks and all those, and it looks scary.
For blood
and
pressure
people
and
are still
stuff.
taking that. So what is the difference then?
It's from the land, though. It's not manufactured. It doesn't have other additives and things like that. So it's a little different. Because a lot of this medication is
But you don't know what you're taking.
with
And also-
horrible
Hold on. But you
chemicals.
don't know what you're taking.
I know, but at least it's a little bit safer because it's coming directly from the land than you putting it and diluting it with so many different chemicals. CHCI, CIMC, CCC. Who has time for that? Because you don't know what's in it.
And mind you, before the white medicine, we already had herbalists. We already had all of this in
And they
existence.
cured a lot of
We lived
ailments.
off of this, and it cured a lot. Even Dr. Saba, is it Saba?
Sebi.
Sebi, who actually had a cure for HIV/AIDS. They killed him. It was off of herbs. So the herbs is what is being used. It's the extracts from the herbs that they use in making all these drugs that they take.
And especially in
And it's moringa. Moringa is a big part of that HIV/AIDS.
in an environment where there's a whole lot of self-medication, they really have to be very careful. And talking about the herbal ones, another thing is the right knowledge in applying them. You cannot just go and take anything. If you have the right knowledge, if you have a grandmother who has all the information.
When a doctor prescribes me medication, I'm looking it up before I even start taking
That's right.
Yep.
And it tells me all of the side effects, all the things that happen, and if any of the medicine I'm taking interact with it wrongly. And all of this medication is online, so they can Google it and find out what they're taking.
And you also have to know the dose that works.
Don't Google it.
All right,
Because you have a headache, you go Google it, they're going to tell you you're going to die.
But literally everything you can find out what it gives you. So make sure that you're looking.
And also know the dose that works for you, because the doctors will prescribe for you based on what they see, but you know your body and you know how it's interacting with your body. So you have to know to reduce the dosage or increase it.
Yeah. Some of them have ERs. They have extended releases and stuff.
Let's move on to the Say.
Okay.
Let's move on to the next. Manpower.
Bedu.
All right, so Timani, what's going on in Ghana?
China, oh China. Ghana, my Ghana. The beautiful Accra that just celebrated their independence.
Yes, 62.
Shout out to Ghana.
62.
Well, findings
birthday,
have
Charlie.
it that the vice president of Ghana, what's his name again? Mahamudu Bawumia actually went to China and he signed a memorandum of understanding whereby Ghana will be receiving a funding of about $19 billion from China in exchange for their bauxite reserve.
Nice.
And this money that will be coming from China will actually help Ghana to foster their infrastructural developments. We all know that there's a very big land in Ghana called Atiwa. It's a forest. It's a 26,000 hectare of land. And that's where Ghana's bauxite reserve is. And the reserve is what right now about $500 billion.
Can you imagine?
It used to worth like 460, but now it's worth $500 billion. So China will have access to 5% of that reserve for the next 15 years.
Wow.
And in exchange for that as well, China will be allowed to control the Sino-Hydro Company, a hydropower engineering and construction firm in Ghana that fosters construction of infrastructural projects.
It's their company. It's not Ghana's company.
So, but it's gonna be in Ghana.
Yeah.
So they're gonna enhance the development of infrastructure in the same Ghana. So I thought I should bring this to light because the last time we had a conversation where the King of Ghana, representing New York, actually said that China has no hand in Ghana. So I would like to know what you guys think. If this $19 billion is actually going to help Ghana.
Well, who said China has no hands in Ghana?
Well, infrastructures, all the infrastructure that have been put in place, like the airports, the pipelines, and all that.
But you are going back to the airport again. I never said China has no input in Ghana. China has helped in some of the great infrastructures that we have in Ghana. Okay. So yes, but not the airport. That was my point.
Right. But when it comes to infrastructures that are being built with regards to this agreement, we are understanding that there is a higher percentage of the Chinese manpower that will be involved in the construction, meaning that Ghanaians will not even have that much employment from these infrastructures.
I don't know where you got that information from. That's
not true. It's from Ghana.
It's not true. What is happening right now is an exchange of goods. We have a lot of bauxite. That bauxite that you mentioned, we have a whole lot more. That is just there.
No, that's the major one. That is the
major one, but we have others. We have a whole bunch of places where we have bauxite. So what is about to happen right now is we want China to come in, and in exchange of infrastructure that we need. Listen, let me explain to you, because that half of the room, they don't know what they're talking about. So this is the country where you have bauxite, right?
And it's just,
no, let me explain so you guys understand what's going on in Ghana, because this is actually a good thing, and most Ghanaians
are proud of it. It's a good thing.
Yes, this is actually excuse me, it's actually a good thing, and most Ghanaians are proud of it. So let me explain to you. Let me educate you.
I never believed Charlie would say anything from China to Ghana is a good thing.
We have shows here where I'm in support of Chinese invasion, though. You guys know
Charlie,
that.
fire that.
Oh, you're in support of Chinese invasion.
We had that conversation here. Wow. Yes. So let me explain. Let me explain to you. And just understand where it's coming from. So we have a bunch of bauxite there, and it's just there. Just chilling, right? And then our Minister of Finance is saying, okay, we need more roads. We need, train stations or whatever. So in exchange of this bauxite, you're gonna build this for us, you're gonna build that for us, you're gonna build that for us. And then, for me, it makes sense because the bauxite are just chilling and nobody's using it.
But the last time I recall, all of this barter arrangements wasn't really
a good thing
for you.
No, I never said that.
Okay.
Go back and look at previous episodes.
All right.
So do you think?
Let me jump in. So the only thing that is disturbing about it is that bauxite is created into aluminium, right?
Yes.
Aluminium, which they sell back to us.
Right.
So not only are we giving them something that they're going to sell back to us,
aluminium.
So we're going to buy that back. So then it's like a counterclockwise. Is how we're going to ever finish paying off some of those debts.
How is that going to help the economy?
And then also they're actually putting the price. The price is not even. It's trillions of dollars of bauxite,
right?
And they're paying us less. They're paying Ghana less money than it deserves for bauxite.
No, that's not true.
That's not true. What is in the reserve?
No, they're not paying less.
Listen. Bauxite, right? The way they are counting the metric ton or whatever, bauxite is like $396.
Yes.
Aluminium is $2,170. These niggas, white niggas, are taking your bauxite, manufacturing them into other types of aluminium, and they are selling back to you for $2,170. That's over 10 times what one bauxite costs. My nigga, what are you talking about? How does that make sense to the economy? How does that make sense? Are you listening?
But they're not selling back aluminium to us. That's not what it's happening.
So you guys are manufacturing aluminium in Ghana?
What we are doing, we are exchanging. It's an exchanging of goods that we are doing. So then what do we do that we have a whole bunch of bauxite in the forest and it's not being used? What then do we do?
I've told you before, a lot of Africans travel abroad, study, understand these things, and never come back. That's the thing.
Another thing,
get the knowledge, come back, and teach the people how to value their resources. That is the solution.
Let her talk, she hasn't said anything.
So in Guinea, right, this same incident happened in Guinea. Guinea was also had bauxite. They still have. They had a huge. They actually had more than Ghana at one point. China came in and offered them a $20 billion loan to get bauxite over the period of 20 years. What they did was go in and destroy Guinea. They were taking out the bauxite, taking out from the locals. The locals were not getting anything. They were destroying their lands, digging everywhere. They couldn't. Water was unbearable. They couldn't drink water. They couldn't function. They just took, and kept moving out. They didn't even get. They supplied jobs, gave the locals about 17,000 jobs they created. But then at what cost? To their detriment. So when you're saying that you have, I think I'd rather you have your bauxite sitting there as opposed to you getting the bauxite, creating and giving it back to me for more than the amount that you actually took it for. And in addition to that, destroy our lands. Our people are not even benefiting at all from this so-called exchange that you're getting. So yes, they get the build infrastructure for you guys. You get a loan from them. They get bauxite from you for what? For the span of 15 years?
15 years.
Mind you, in that course of 15 years, the cost of bauxite goes up. But you're getting it for the amount that they're collecting it for at that point in time.
Just like Liberian.
Right? Who, at the long run, who's at loss? You are going to be at loss.
Well, they're already at loss at the beginning.
I'm going to pipe in that we know that Africa has been taking a lot of loans from China, right? But Ghana is on the list for
because 69%. Ghana has so many resources.
69% of the GDP of Ghana is being owed, and then eventually it's going to be 100%. But they're going to owe other people. And Ghana, a land that's rich with everything. Why can't we create our own stuff? Why do we have to go outside and talk to somebody to tell us to fix our stuff? It makes no sense.
One more thing.
Why can't we? It goes back to the technical know-how that we always talk about. We don't have the knowledge, and you said it last week that somebody comes in to teach you how to make it.
But the thing about it is,
I feel like this deal, we are not Guinea or whatever country that you mentioned. We are not that country. I trust my Minister of Finance to know what they are doing, so we are not going to end up like Guinea. We know what we are doing. This is a trade, and it's going to be in good favor for us.
Can I say one last thing, please?
Yes.
So one thing, when they're having these agreements and contracts with everything going on, one thing I want the government of Africa, all countries to consider and look into right now is these Chinese people, when they come set up these structures and employ citizens, they don't treat them well. They don't treat them well. It's almost like a slavery experience. They don't pay them well. In your own land, it's really terrible. So if you have to bring these people to help and do some barter, I'm just saying generally. I don't like if you have to bring these people in.
You should shut up and drive. That's what you're saying.
If you bring them in, put somewhere in the contract.
They don't care enough for your life, for your country to even want to do anything.
Max finish, please.
It's really terrible. Put it in the clause, in the contract. If you have to employ the citizens and everything, pay them well. They're human beings. We cannot bring you in and help us, and we help you, and you employ our citizens and give them a slave experience.
Let's talk about the health. Let's talk about the health hazard, environmental pollution. Nobody's going to take care of them. The Chinese need to go back to their country and be treated, and everybody in Ghana will die of ailments.
And before the Chinese people treat the employees well, our own government should do the same as well.
Absolutely. Yes. Talk to them. Tell them, Charlie. Tell them.
We're gonna move on, and this is the end of the show. We love you for watching. Let us know in the comments your thought on these topics. As always, you're watching the ABS Show. Bye.
Thanks for watching, and if you liked this episode, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. See you next time.